Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you my head unit setup. Basically, I've had a few questions from a few of you about the head unit, so I'm just going to be showing you around the head unit and what I've done to it and what I use it for in the car. Alright, so here's the head unit. It's the Pumpkin C0256, something like that. Well, yeah, so here's the head unit. It's a 10.1 inch Android based head unit. This is pretty old now. I've had this like almost 2 years now. It's running Android 5.1 and it's pretty outdated now. It's only got a gig of RAM and I think it's got like 32 gigs built in or something like that. Not sure. Oh yeah, here's the screen. It's a capacitive touchscreen. And here's how I've got it. This isn't how it comes out to the factory. It comes with its own sort of launcher, but I got rid of that and I've installed Nova Launcher on here. Just to customize it to my taste, to make it how I want it. On here, one of the most important apps I have is this app here, the TomTom speed camera app. You'll see here that it gives you a speed reader. It uses GPS to tell your speed, and it also tells you, warns you when there's a speed camera coming up. And it tells you what the speed limit is, and then it tells you what speed you're doing. And when it's a speed camera, it warns you, and then you can slow down and not get tickets. So I've never had a ticket in this car. Also, what you can do, it's basically just an Android tablet, but it's a doubled-in Android head unit. You can have your Google Maps for navigation. Here you are. Google Maps gives you 10x10 directions and whatnot. Yeah, and basically you can just do what you do with any other Android tablet here, just YouTube. Oh, it also has a built-in radio, and that's what that looks like. The thing about this is that the sound quality is quite excellent. I do not let me get out of this. I do not have an amp built into this thing. Before I talk about the sound quality, I should mention, like, this particular head unit that I have, the Bluetooth does not function. I have not been able to connect it to the Bluetooth on this thing, so I had to get one of these things here, a Bluetooth receiver. Now this, I think you should get if you get one of these head units, because you cannot use any there aren't any playback controls on here, so you can't take calls, or you can't end take calls. You can't pause, play, skip your music while you're doing something else. Say you're in map and there's music playing in the background. You don't have any controls as you're driving. Plus, I don't have any steering wheel controls on my EP2, so I wouldn't be able to use that. If you did, you could program the head unit to work with set controls on the steering, but if you don't, well, you can't, right? So employing the use of this has been a godsend, because you can play by pressing, pausing, and you can skip the tracks, so you can go back and you can go forward. You can also use that to take calls and end calls. And the speaker on that is, the mic on that is quite excellent, so you can take calls in this no problem whatsoever. So yeah, this is basically the gist of it, right? You can control when you turn the headlights on, it dims automatically, and the accent colors here turn on. As you can see, you can change those to whatever color you want. And yeah, what else is there to this? Right, you can input a reverse camera into this and wire it up so that when you put it into reverse, it switches over to the reverse camera. You can also input any video input into this, because it has this AV connection, so you can input whatever video input you want into this. It takes CDs, but you put the screen down, the CD slot is behind there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it has a couple of USB ports. It has one USB port here. It has 2 micro SD slots back there, and it has 2 more USB ports behind it. So I've got my dash cam plugged into the head unit, so the head unit powers it, and you can set the head unit so that it powers off at a certain time. After a certain time. So you can go into the settings. Where is it? Driving settings, and you can choose whether you're gonna allow videos while driving. Well, if you have a reversing camera, this is where you control trajectory. This is where you control all the reversing stuff from. If you go back, the amplifier, well, this is where you get an equalizer, and you can choose where you want the fader. So I've gone a bit off topic here, but let's just go with it. So if I'm playing some music, I can choose where I want it. So I can put it in the front, there, over there, in the back. The thing is, the audio quality of this thing is quite excellent because I haven't got an amp built in like in this, like I said, and I have got like 7 speakers. I'm powering 7 speakers, well, 6 speakers and a sub, all through the head unit, and it sounds quite good. So as you heard there, quite excellent. I've not felt the need to get an amp for this. But if you go into the, turn this off. There we go. If you go into the extra settings, you can see here you can choose when to shut off or when it should shut down. You can choose from 30 seconds to 2 hours. I've got it set on 2 hours, so it's gonna continue to power my dash cam for up to 2 hours after I've parked up and turned the car off, which is quite good. This thing, the only way to connect this thing to the internet is through Wi-Fi, so you're gonna have to like get like a hotspot or like a dongle or something. And if you get a dongle, you can plug it into like the USB in the back of the head unit, and it's gonna be powered by the head unit, so there's nothing to worry about there. Excellent. The screen isn't the brightest screen in the world, as you may be able to see, but it is adequate. This is quite an old system. Right, let me just quickly show you the launcher this thing came with. So if you press home, let's give it a second. So this is the launcher that the head unit comes with. As you can see, it's well, it's not the prettiest, it's not the best looking interface there is. Like, yeah, not a fan. There's also this other option here, and it gives you this sort of UI. I'm not really a fan of this. Alright, so let's just get Nova Launcher back. Let's see. There we go. Much cleaner. Alright, another thing you can do with this head unit is download an app like what's this called, Talk, and basically you can get an OBD2 reader and plug into the OBD2 port, and then it will send data to the head unit via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, however you connect it, and then you can have all these dials to tell you all relevant information from the car's ECU. So you don't have to get like actual analog dials. You can just have that. You can just have these digital ones on here, and the data will be fed through the OBD2 port. The unfortunate thing is I haven't been able to get my OBD2 reader to work with this Honda or my girlfriend's FN1. So maybe it's a Honda thing. Maybe I need to get a different OBD2 reader. But yeah, this is something you can do with this with these head units. So yeah, this is basically the Android head unit. It's quite good. But I don't tend to. So yeah, this is it. It has a capacitive screen, so you can zoom in and zoom out. The thing is, the performance on this has been alright. It's been great. Right, it's served me well the last 2 years or so. Right, but I think it's time for an upgrade. So I will be upgrading to one of the newer systems. This one has a gig of RAM, and I'm able to have like the music playing, maps going, and the speed camera app going as well at the same time simultaneously, and it handles it just fine with just 1 gig of RAM. The newer systems have 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of ROM, and Android 8.0, which is the latest version of Android. So I will most definitely be upgrading to that. but until I upgrade, I think this is gonna do me well. This is gonna do me just fine. Plus the sound quality is just you can basically put a sound wherever you want it. Excellent. So yeah guys, that is my head unit setup, and I quite like it. One of the best buys I have made for this car, one of the best upgrades I've ever made. The sound is really good, and there isn't even an amp. It's actually kind of crazy. It's crazy. I think it's something like 50 watts per channel, and I'm not sure how it's managing to push all the sound out with just 50 watts per channel. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with it. So if you're looking into getting one of these 10.1 inch Android head units or any other Android head units, as long as it's not ridiculously cheap, I think it's gonna be a good buy. This one is a Pumpkin C0256 or C0256. Something like that. But yeah, basically they're not too expensive. Basically, do not buy the older versions. My advice to you would be, the very least it should be running Android 7.1, no later than that. Yeah, Android 7.1, not later, what am I saying, no earlier than that. Android 7.1 or higher, and it will serve you well. So yeah guys, I'll be catching you in the next one.